Okay guys, almost there. Anytime now, anytime. I think this is video 9 or so, give or take. And what we're gonna do is create the start procedures and the cron job. So most of the website is running. Some of the natural updates are not happening in terms of searches and things like that. So I think these are start procedures that I'm missing. And in order to figure those out, I'm gonna come here and search. That's weird. I guess that's the default trending searches for today. Anyway, what we're looking for is, I don't remember how to see stored procedures. Procedures, so that is MySQL or MySQL stored procedures. List. How do we list them? I don't remember that. Listing store procedures. There you go. That's what we need. All right. So procedure status, like, no, that's not what I want. Is that what I want? Well, let's give it a try. So let's open the shell and do MySQL minus u, which is dvdaf, minus p, because we need to type a password, dvdaf, which is the simple password we chose, and which is also hard-coded in the code of the site. So if you want to use a different password, you're going to have to edit the code of the site and change that. Use dvdaf, that's the database we're using, and we are going to, what was that thingy? Come here and say show procedure status. Okay, let's do show, come on, show procedure status. See what that gives us? 26 rows, not very helpful. All right, I don't know what it did. Apparently it did a lot of stuff. I don't know what that is. It's not very helpful. What did I type again? Show procedure status, and that is what it said over here. Show procedure status. Where DB, how about that? Equals empty set. I wonder if we say MySQL empty set. These are the only two databases we have. I guess we don't have start procedures, right? So in my notes it says that they are under HTML, that's the source, and they are under, sorry, the root, and they are under shell, and they probably here are, there they are, SP, right? So these are the start procedures we need to create. We can take a look at it, see what they look like. And all right, so procedure status, show create procedure init publisher. How do we create these? I think we can copy and paste, or we can paste it into dvdaf using the redirection. I don't remember how I did it last time. This seems like it's copy and paste. So what I'm gonna do is, to make it easier for me, I'm gonna make, oh, come on guys. I'm gonna make this smaller, and so that I can paste it all in one go, right? So I'm gonna move this here, and show procedure status, show create procedure. I'm not gonna drop the table. I'm gonna truncate it. Because I do not know if when we recreated the database, we used the same engine or not. So I'm not gonna mess with that. And I'm gonna do this, delimiter. Copy, all right. Then I'm gonna create. And it seems to be created successfully. I'm gonna get the delimiter to be the semicolon again. And I'm gonna call it to initialize the, what do you call? The table. And let's see in here, system monitor, it's too big. If it's doing anything. And apparently it is, because you see here CPU utilization. Only 2 CPUs. Oh, I guess I bumped it down. Oh well, I'm not going to reboot the machine now to change that. So I'm running now with this virtual machine with 2 CPUs and only 4 gigs of memory. And it seems to be doing okay. Not sure how long this is going to take. I'm going to pause the recording now and bring it back. It's back. Okay, good thing I stopped the recording because that took almost 3 minutes to do. And let's see how many rows were created. So 310,000 rows. So it seems to be it's 1 row per DVD roughly, or per listing rather. And let's take a look at what that looks like. I'll make this bigger. So that's what it is. Oh, that's, you know, the DVD and the country. That's used by the search, the set of search functions that we have on the site. All right, so that's cool. We did one of them. Let's do another one. So that was DVD country, DVD directors. And again, I'm not going to drop the table. I am going to truncate the table. What is that? Well, that's just garbage. I'm going to truncate table. The table that I want, that over here says create. And I'm going to create the start procedure. Copy here, paste there. And that created OK. And I'm going to call the initialization. And in here, I'm going to pause the recording again because it probably will take 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, that was just time for a snack. Took about 4 minutes to do. And let's count how many rows. All right, so that is obviously the number of DVDs times the number of directories, meaning how many directories you have per DVD. And we can take a look at what that looks like in terms of the data. That's what it looks like. It has the directory name and the DVD ID. All right, so we did 2. Let's do another one. Language. Again, same thing, we're going to truncate the table as opposed to create it. And create the start procedure. Oh. Okay. Create, no problem, and let's run it. And pause the recording. Okay, that took about 3 minutes. Let's take a quick look at how many rows were created, how many records. 356, so it's a little bit more than the number of DVDs. That's because some of the DVDs have multiple languages. And come on, now here, what does that look like? Yeah, it's the DVD ID and what language that is, English, Italian, Japanese, and so forth. Okay, so we did country, director, and language. Let's do publisher, which is also known by studio, though it's not really a studio, it is the publisher, meaning the studio produced the film, the publisher published the film. Obviously, Criterion is not a studio. And the same thing we did, we are going to, what is this? Truncate table. Table name. And we're going to create the store procedure as we've been doing. And we're going to call it. So this should take between 2 and 3 minutes as well. And I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, that took 3 minutes and a half. And let's just take another brief look at what that data looks like. $420,000 entries. That's more than I thought we would have, but that's how many we have. And what do these look like? It is, just as one would expect. The DVD ID and the publisher. All right, so what is next? Region. Oh, this one is a little bit different. So the same thing we're going to do, we're going to truncate the table. This is the table. Now this seems to be much simpler in terms of logic. Oops, pick everything up. All right. And let's call it. So over here what you can see is that what the masks are. So the first bit is region 0, second bit is region 1, and so forth. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the 8th bit is region A for Blu-rays and so forth. As you know, the old format that is no longer HD DVD did not have region coding. Okay, so let's call the initialization and pause the recording. Okay, that took 2.5 minutes. Let's see what we got out of it. How many records? 300 and so it's a little bit in the number of DVDs, so that's weird, but it is what it is. And oh, because maybe the HD DVDs don't have region, maybe that's why. All right, and then what do they look like? You know, the DVD and the regions, so region 1, region 0, and so forth. Very good. Almost there. So that's region. Now let's take a look at this guy. No, yep, that's it. I do not know what that is. Let's take a look at it. Advert changes. All right. I don't really remember what this is for, but this is not the time to try to figure it out. So let's create the first one. There is no table to truncate. So let's come here. Bang. Ah. Now we got an error. Now line 23. It's going to be interesting. 23, probably of this guy. 23 down. Where is it? What is the error? Not the limiter. No, this is weird. You have an error in your SQL syntax structure manner or corresponding to your MySQL Server version. The right syntax to use near A from advert range A. Alright, so this is not helpful. It is, I think the syntax from MySQL has changed. So usually you don't have to alias here. Let's see if that is, you only have to alias in the from. So hopefully that's gonna work. So let's do one piece at a time. Okay, allow to create. Cross fingers. Oh. Unknown table advert range. Alright, that was not it. Alright, so they call this multi-delete. So we're gonna do MySQL, no, multi-delete. No, not multiple tables. There we go. Delete T1, T2 for 1, T2, all right. Yeah, but that's not. That's not helpful because the issue that we're having is with aliasing. And this guy is not aliasing. All right, it seems that one guy copied from the other. Maybe they both copy from the documentation. Okay, so alias. Can I use table alias in Microsoft delete statement? I don't like using syntax. Well, that's too bad. You can use alias, of course. It requires as. That is weird. Let's see if this guy is right. Let's give it a try now. What? Did not like it. Well, the other option is not to alias, which is, you know, it is what it is. Let's try that without aliasing. I'm sure, well, I'm not sure, but there's probably a way to do this without aliasing, with aliasing. But, you know, it liked this enough, so we'll go with that. So, delimiter, so that's one, and there's a second one here. No, doesn't like it either. Same thing, it is A. That's weird, where location is not in. Alright, so that's not even needed. Let's try again. So what's happening here is from the version of SQL, yeah, that worked, that the website was created to whatever exists today, the language supported, or the format, the feature supported by MySQL changed. All right, so this should be, all right, very good. So this has been changed. I'm gonna write this guy with the changes, so when you get the package, you're not gonna have to worry about it. Last is this guy, last stored procedure, and this is a big boy. The reason why it's a big boy is because all the extra, you remember we said initialize this, initialize that. So that is just initialization. When you're doing this for real, like you're updating a title, you call this procedure, which makes it, which updates all those tables. So that initialization is only needed once. So I'm making it very small so that we can paste as much as possible in one go. Because that's less thinking. Oh, maybe that's not gonna be good. Yeah, just for kicks, let's see how small it gets. No, that's as small as it gets in the terminal. And it didn't fit everything. As a matter of fact, it only fit half of it. Alright, so maybe that wasn't a great idea. Let's go back to it. Well, let's use it as is. So where are we here? Alright, so we're at the very beginning. So we're gonna create the delimiter, and I'm gonna copy everything until, I'm gonna pause the recording because I have a call. Okay, so what I will do is I will copy from here to the very beginning here. Bang. And now, you know, remember this is the block where we stopped. We're gonna do from here to this block here. And now I'm gonna have to keep an eye where we leave. Okay, so this is just a little bit more. Just this more. Bang. So that was created. And we do the delimiter thing. So let me bring back that to 100%. And that's it. So this was a piece of cake. All right. So now we have created, oh, that's not what I want to do. We have created all the stored procedures for the database. And in the previous video, when you saw that I brought up the, let me get rid of this. Oh, crap. So when I brought up FilmAf, we couldn't find that tuba something, right? So now when we go here, still only one. That is weird. That is weird. Maybe there is something else that we need to run. What was the DVD ID that was created? That was, is that the DVD ID that was created? I think so. No, that's the submission. Current picture, audit ID is 204. So this is the DVD ID copy. And if I search for the DVD ID, I'm just gonna go. It is here. That is interesting. It's not showing up. I thought the initialization would have taken care of it. All right, there may be other things that we need to do. So let's just keep on trucking, and maybe that will get fixed as we proceed. The other thing that I want to do is run the command that lists the store procedures that we were doing in the beginning. Oh, come on. Was there so much noise at the beginning? Because there was. Here we go, that's what I want. So now you have the store procedures that we just created here. Right? They should look familiar. So we're going to say here to see, so it is MySQL minus U DVDAF minus P use DVDAF, and then this is the and then I'm going to say copy and paste the source files for the store procedures that are in, and there we go, and this is styles normal, and then we have here minus 1, and these are they. Copy. And then we can do the same this, and so procedure. What if we don't say status? No, that doesn't like it. All right, that's good enough. We don't need to show procedures. So that creates the start procedures. So that's our edit start procedures. We're going to create a separate segment for cron jobs. Okay, as a matter of fact, I'm going to stop the video here and take a look offline to see what's going on with that search. Catch you guys later. Bye.